I'd rather my taxes pay for benefits for the unemployed, food stamps for the working poor, educating and free healthcare for all than 1 red cent for manufactured wars. Once we squeeze all we can out of the United States, it can dry up and blow away. Benjamin Netanyahu, 2002. 121 billion in US aid to Israel. Israel has received more US aid than any other country since the end of World War II. Concerned about nuclear weapons potential, John F. Kennedy pushed for inspection of Israeli nuclear facilities. John F. Kennedy was a member of the Congress when he first met Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion in 1951. In this photograph, taken by Ben-Gurion's home, Franklin D. Roosevelt Jr., then a member of Congress from New York, sat between them. None of us are getting out of here alive, so please stop treating yourself like an afterthought. Eat the delicious food, walk in the sunshine, jump in the ocean. Say the truth that you're carrying in your heart like hidden treasure. Be silly, be kind, be weird. There's no time for anything else. Anthony Hopkins. If you want to make the world a better place, don't go to war. Child homelessness surges 80% under Conservative-led government, figures show. Child homelessness has surged by 80% since the Conservatives came into government in 2010, with a new household now found to be homeless every 5 minutes, official figures show. Just let that sink in. Newly published data revealed 124,490 minors were housed in temporary accommodation in England at the end of 2018, making an increase of 55,440 since the same period in 2010, and a rise of 33% in the last 4 years. Campaigners warned that families were being pushed to the hard edge of the housing crisis by crippling private rents, frozen benefits and endless waiting lists for social homes that don't exist. It comes amid a mounting concern that cuts to housing benefit and reducing funding for homeless services, as well as a lack of affordable homes and regulation in the private rent sector, are pushing more children into destitution. The figures show that the number of households in temporary accommodation stood at 83,700 in December 2018, making a 74% rise since 2010. Around 3/4 of the families include children. Now, what they do here, again to divide and conquer, is they entice the immigrants in, give them a house, give them benefits more than they'd give the indigenous people, and then they let it sneak out that they've done that. And that's so they go, those damn immigrants, it's them. No, it's always, every single time, the government that are up to it. We need to get rid of them. 13 reportedly wounded in Lyon blast that French president calls attack. Of course, it will be by the French president or his minions. An explosion occurred at the corner of Victor Hugo Street and Salah Street in Lyon at around 5:20 in the evening, local time. France Info reported, citing the French Interior Minister. Le Progrès Regional Daily reported that there were 8 injured, including an 8-year-old girl. According to the newspaper, a parcel with nails, screws and bolts was placed on the street. At the same time, Reuters reported, citing police sources, that the number of injured stands at 13, including 1 child. The perimeter of the explosion has been secured by police, while ambulances and firefighters have arrived at the scene. So what's happened is the police have secured the scene to make sure you don't gather the evidence that Macron or his minions were involved. There was an attack in Lyon. French President Emmanuel Macron has commented on the attack on the matter, describing the explosion as an attack with no fatalities. We're about ready for false flags here, as well, as I pointed out earlier. Shock finding: top pharma brands of vitamins contain aspartame, GMOs and hazardous chemicals. Did you know that over 97% of vitamins and supplements contain toxic ingredients in them? Moreover, most of these supplements are being manufactured by big pharmaceutical companies. For instance, Centrum is made by the pharma giant Wyeth, and Bayer Healthcare of aspirin fame makers the one-a-day line. Unilever, Novartis, GlaxoSmithKline and other large pharmaceutical companies are also produce supplements. Are your vitamins and supplements tainted with GMOs? Did you know that low quality supplements are filled with GMOs? It's the dirty little secret of the supplement industry. Most vitamins are loaded with genetically modified organisms, aspartame, aluminium, petroleum-derived artificial colours and all sorts of other toxic additives that are literally poisonous to humans and especially to children. In addition to all the other problems associated with GMOs, these are shown to kill your gut bacteria. As I've said many a time, they are poisoning us in every single way they can. California medical doctor sues medical board over intimidating doctors who write vaccine medical exemptions. Dr. Kennedy has been in medicine for almost 50 years. He is currently residing and practicing in the state of California. After the passage of California SB 277 in 2015, which removed parental rights to refuse vaccines for their children, parents began coming to see him to see if they could receive a medical exemption for vaccines. Dr. Kennedy believes that so many parents come to him because of other doctors were afraid to write medical vaccine exemptions, fearing reprisals from the Californian State Medical Board. Dr. Kennedy states that doctors fear the loss of their medical license for writing vaccine medical exemptions. This is reportedly what the medical board has tried to do with Dr. Bob Sears. Vaccines are one of the kill weapons, and I say one because if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know there are many, of which the biggest, of course, or the most dangerous that's coming out at the moment, and it's going to be the quickest one, is 5G. I was speaking to an electrician yesterday actually, and I was shocked because he was not just a basic electrician, he knew a lot more, and even he knew that the 5G is a military grade kill weapon and we are the targets. Man told he won't be served at Tesco if he buys food for the homeless woman outside. What we've got to do here is stop going to Tesco. They've been like this. They were the ones pouring bleach over the food they were chucking away so the homeless couldn't get it and eat it. Stop going to Tesco. A man has been left disgusted by supermarket staff after they told him he would not be served if he brought food or drink for a hungry homeless woman outside. Daniel Hurd, 40, from Lincoln, said he was told he would not be served at the Tesco Express store. Mr. Hurd was attempting to buy a milkshake for the homeless woman when he was told by a senior manager, so this goes to the very top, he was not allowed to. He said he goes into the store 3 or 4 times a week and buys reduced price items to give to homeless people sitting in nearby, Lincolnshire Live reports. This time was no different. As he was walking to the shop, he saw a homeless couple and asked them if they were hungry. I think they said yes, so I said I'd get them something nice. He said, I walked down the aisle looking for something for myself, and then the woman ran across and popped up in the shop and to say she wasn't hungry but she'd love a milkshake. So these are turning down profit, which corporations thrive on, because they want us dead. They are all controlled by the same group of Ashkenazi Zionist scumbags. Girl commits suicide after Gardasil vaccine destroys her life. The Vaxxed team recently interviewed a mother who tells about how her daughter took her own life after suffering from Gardasil vaccine for several years. A doctor in the church recommended the HPV vaccine to them. After receiving the second Gardasil vaccine at the age of 15, she became very lethargic and could hardly get out of bed. Suffering from horrible headaches, they had to black out the light in her room because of the pain it caused, and she did not leave her bed for days. Prior to the vaccine, she was healthy and active and really missed a day off school. The family had to hire a teacher to teach her sophomore year at high school since she could not leave her home. After starting a very strict diet that an alternative health practitioner recommended, the family had some hope that she could recover. But she battled depression, and it was learned that from the journals after her death that she had a constant buzzing sound in her ears, but she had tried every antidepressant drug on the market without success. Listen to the whole tragic interview below. Links in description. Gardasil is one of the other kill weapons. All vaccines are kill weapons. They have never, ever cured a single man, woman or child of anything. As I explained, you saw yesterday with the double chickenpox vaccine, which causes shingles, which is worse than chickenpox. When I was a kid, somebody on the street got chickenpox. We went to a chickenpox party to get chickenpox because then we were immune to it, and our own immune system builds up a defence against it, whereas vaccines kill your immune system and weaken it and stop it from building up defences. And that is another reason they are vaccinated. I had one vaccine in my life. Nowadays, the kids, and most don't get it, have 72 vaccines before they're 18. This is an assault on the children. Brexit Britain. Foreign boats catch fish in our waters and then ship it back to us. They knew the patriotic history in Appledore. The fleet that defeated the Spanish Armada was largely built and crewed by the men of this port. In northwest Devon, the village sitting on the banks where the Tor and Torridge rivers meet before they flow into Bridge Bay is perhaps England's oldest fishing port. So it was with dismay that locals looked on as the last English boat based here, the Hannah Marie, was sold 5 weeks ago. The Marie Blue trawler is awaiting shipment to Denmark, according to local people. It is the latest victim of EU fishing quotas. But Mark, we're leaving the EU. No, we're not. Not one English boat here now, said Tony Rutherford, Chief Executive of North Devon Fishermen's Association, his anger barely concealed. There were about 80 to 100 in these parts in 2002. So in less than 18 years, they have decimated our fishing fleet. This is the EU at work. They are destroying this country. Well, good riddance. Readers react to Theresa May's resignation. The Prime Minister announced she will resign on 7th of June. Readers have been reacting to the comments. Good riddance. Author of The Hostile Environment. Wrongly deported UK citizens to Jamaica, several of whom were then murdered. Wrongly deported foreign nationals who had not failed English exams prevented EU citizens from voting in the EU elections. Sent go-home vans around minority neighbourhoods, told that ridiculous lie about the immigrant's cat. What was that she was saying about burying injustices? Good riddance. She has no tears for Windrush. In her statement, May is trying to boast about a useless, divisive and incompetent premiership which was devastated lives. Yeah, and she's responsible for over 120,000 so far. Meet the May family, drug dealers and arms dealers, by Richard Shrub. It seems that the God-fearing Prime Minister, it's not the God that you're thinking of though, feels free to be the biggest private and legal drug dealer in the world, but Theresa May's government still states the government has no plans to legalise recreational cannabis. May's husband, Philip May's company, is also the biggest shareholder in BAE Systems, which sells bombs to be dropped on Yemen children. His philosophy is like that. However much she would like to bomb the shit out of Jeremy Corbyn supporting Glastonbury Festival this year, it may lose a few votes, unlike Yemen. So better not to legalise bombing on our own civilians. Links in description if you want to read the rest. And finally, we're on to the shit sheets. The Daily Fail. A crying shame. Unveiled reports and pictures, pages, blah, 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 2 to 17. Can you see a single tear in her eye? She is an actress pretending, oh, my Zionist puppet masters, I have failed them. I'm so sorry. Not, oh, the 120,000 I've killed because of sanctions. No tears for them. For a Zionist puppet masters. The Times. It all ends in tears. Show me a single tear. Emotional May to quit Downing Street. Johnson threatens no deal Brexit. Corbyn calls for immediate general election. Another distraction to drag us in and keep us in Europe. Mirror. Sir Nick Faldo and the 6 times wed ex-topless dancer. End of May, June 7th. Not soon enough. And she needs to get to jail. UK chaos as humiliated PM weeps after she sets quit date. Show me a tear. One single tear. Just like Obama. Oh yeah. Oh. Try and make himself cry. This is what they act. They act to do this sort of shit. Buffoon Boris tipped to get her job while Tories civil war hots up. The crying lady. Show me one single tear. I have done my best to betray the nation. Tearful Prime Minister. Show me a single tear. Resigns after accepting she has lost support of the party. May will stand down as Tory leader in 13 days and as caretaker PM in July. And as a caretaker, so she's not standing down then till July. So it's more lies from the shit sheets. Front runner Boris Johnson vows that the UK will leave the EU without a deal in October unless Brussels compromises. Former Foreign Secretary woos Brexit hardliners as Hunt joins crowded field. Corbyn demands general election. 2 boys dead as murder squad sets seals off family home. The Telegraph. It is and will always remain a matter of deep regret to me that I have not been able to betray the nation completely. Boris makes Brexit vow in push for number 10. Always the trooper. She fought to stave off her tears but lost. More lies in the shit sheets. There's not a single tear in sight anywhere, because if there had been, it would have been on the front page of everywhere. And the papers are saying, oh look, tearful and all that sort of shit, when there's no tears. But you can trust the shit sheets, can't you? The scum. Boris favourite as May quits. Teario Theresa. Show me one single friggin' tear. Hello Bojo. The Guardian. Broken by Brexit. Theresa May to resign as Tory leader on 7th of June. Emotional PM says she will leave with gratitude to have had the chance to serve the her Zionist masters. It is and will always remain a matter of deep regret. Yeah, the usual bullshit. And these shit sheets, they put that thing, oh, with tears, and so propagandise you into thinking she actually cried when there's no tears anywhere. Express. Let's see how much these lying bastards lie. On a historic day, PM Theresa May quits and admits defeat over EU deadlock. Tears for the love of her country. Show me one friggin' tear. But who can now deliver Brexit and unite Britain? Well, if we get rid of the government, we'll be united. Anything. The waste of paper star. Faldo's cheeky birdie. May's boldly gone. End of the Klingon. Love Island curs. FT. More lies. Tearful May opens way for Tory battle. Not a single tear in sight anywhere. Prospect of no-deal Brexit rises as Johnson becomes clear favourite. Outgoing Premier issues plea to successor to opt for compromise. Yes, even though I'm going, still, because Johnson is a Zionist twat as well. Field swells to 15 as party girds for ugly European election result. It is in the best interest of the country for a new Prime Minister to lead the Brexit effort. Oh, it's an effort now, is it? Only for you dumb assholes. Facebook holds talks with Wikileaks twins in race to launch cryptocurrency. Greens hand forced after Acadian days fade away. Well, just pure lies and deception in the shit sheets and propaganda. However, I'll finish on this. Why do women wear panties? Because it's the law. The Health and Safety at Work Act of 1974 states 4B1. All manholes must be covered when not in use.